All right, it is day 2. Now I've got the swamp cooler off, so you won't get as much wind noise in here. You'll notice it's Arizona, so it's still kind of hot, and the humidity is extremely low in the garage right now, but this is what we have after 24 hours. This is a scrap piece I had before, so you can see the color difference, which is huge. This almost took on more of a cedar kind of reddish tint to it, which is pretty cool. Today it's going to basically be the exact same thing again. We're going to apply the whole thing, starting with the bottom. Try to make sure we're not missing anything. On round 3, I may go in with a tiny paintbrush to make sure that I've got every single thing that I missed. And then we'll pick it up and put it on the painting triangles again. I'm going to try to keep the Tung oil container over on this side, because I noticed after watching the video last time, just to double check it, basically I was waving the thing in front of the camera a lot. I'll try to avoid that. Now we should probably get more shine and less soak in completely, but it's still gonna vaporize in a matter of moments here at this temp. But that's what you get for Arizona. I gotta say, I'm digging this color right now. I wasn't expecting as much red in this, but from that, like I said, that cedar look, but I think this is coming out cool. Try to make it sure there. Every now and then I get a little spot like this that I think is something I missed when getting it last time, and it actually isn't. It's just the way the wood is. It's just that one spot doesn't take the oil as well. So that's a better example would be right here. You can see it's almost like a little swoosh in the wood pattern, and it's just a little bit lighter than the stuff around it. But you know, that's what makes the variances in all the pattern and makes it more interesting. We're going to try to make sure we get the insides here. And I mentioned coming through here with a paintbrush. One of the things I may end up doing, and I probably will after next time, or on next time, is come through with a small paintbrush and try to get a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit into the holes here. As a first pass, I do want to get the holes sealed on the inside, because as I mentioned in the beginning, this is going to be sort of a kitchen table centerpiece kind of setup for this. So, you know, putting it in the middle of the kitchen table, this might be something later on I put flowers or food, you know, fruit or something else on. And in that case, I really don't want things like fruit juice or liquid or whatever to be able to soak in on the cracks and basically mess up the whole thing. I don't want basic rot coming in on the inside of the wood. So in order to prevent that, I'm going to make sure that I go around and try to seal up the holes. Whether that is either putting some on the inside just enough so that they get a coating like the outside, or on one of the other earlier examples, and I'll see if I'll try to remember to bring it out next time. The square box that I made that I showed in the last video, I put a couple of coats of tung oil on it, and then I came back through and put glue in the holes. and let the glue dry thoroughly, and then put tung oil on top of that, and then shellac. And actually, I think that methodology worked really well, because by putting a couple of coats of tung oil on it in the beginning, when I went to put glue on it, I could get the glue obviously in the hole really easy, and then wipe the whole thing down perfectly flush, because the glue would not adhere to the tung oil quickly. So I could wipe it down, make a really great edge. You couldn't tell there was glue in anything. And when the glue dried, it dries a darker brown anyway, and you really can't notice it with everything else going on. All right. This cloth is getting a little bit frayed. I'm going to change it out because I'm starting to notice I'm getting fuzzies, usually because I'm hitting these cracks here, but I don't want to leave fuzzies, especially on the top. So we're just going to swap this out for another cloth. And this time I do have a second can of tung oil very handily by, in case I run out. You're probably not going to see too much of a difference on camera from this, since a lot of it has soaked in the beginning for the color, but I'm making sure that we get a nice second coat on things. You know, you might be able to see that it gets a little shinier where I put a second coat on. It may only keep that till it's dry, but it is nice to be able to tell where it's going. Yeah, I'm going to run out of this can of tung oil. Trying to be a little thorough on the center here. Yep, that's basically out. All right, grab another one. All right, I'm going to start working up the sides. Try to make sure I've got those nice and well done. Work at the top. You can see just a slight color change there as it goes on. Obviously nowhere near as dramatic as it was the first time, but that's fine. Nope, that's not a... Thinking that was a blue fuzzy left over. It's not, it's just a little tiny depression in it. Character. Okay. And we'll do one more right in the center and give it a little bit of a buff down. All right, now we'll get a new cloth. Give it a quick wipe just to make sure that there's nothing left while it dries. Got a little bit off that this time, which is good. I'm gonna hit the sides. Oops, sorry, kicked the tripod. Little bit of something this time, which is fine. That's kind of expected. We just want to make sure we've got it all up so we don't get pools around these cracks. And then we let it dry for another 24 hours. It obviously in this weather won't take that, but we're going to err on the side of caution and make sure things are dried appropriately. And then we will come back and start hitting little cracks like that big one and that one right here, a little bit on the inside with a paintbrush or something. I could just pour a whole bunch in there, but I don't really feel comfortable with that, especially with the feet on the bottom. I think some of the feet are essentially holding those same areas, but we'll see. Now it's time to get it back on the painting feet. And let it dry. Let's see if I've got those about right. Well, that one's off. There we go. Nice, raised and drying. That's one more day of cutting stuff done. Thanks for showing up and watching, and I hope I'm giving you guys some sort of educational content here for what'll happen if you wanted to do the same thing with plywood. So thanks, and see you guys next video.